Hi everybody, it's Granny J Clay here today. Just going to just drop in and stay for only a few minutes. But Jane, I believe you asked how or what thicknesses I made my paper beads. Well, they're clay beads, but they look like paper beads. And I honestly I can't remember, but I'm going to show you some of my paper or clay beads that I kind of dug out of my bin that I made things out of, and show you those in just a second. But all I want to tell you is that you can make it really any thickness that you want. This is pretty thin, Jane. This is probably on my machine. It is probably maybe a 3 or 4. My Atlas 180, the widest is 0, and then it gets thinner up to 9. So I would guess this is a 4. I'm just going to use it because it's a piece of veneer that I had laying in a box. And I'm going to show you how to do a great big one, so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take my blade. This blade I got these blades at, I think, Home Depot maybe. And then I just made some really crude handles and glued those on, so I'd have something to hold on to when I cut. So I'm going to just cut, and of course I wouldn't use this one, or you could, I suppose, but I don't make my beads this big usually, but I'm going to make it so you can really see it well. Okay, so there we have a nice triangle, and I'm going to turn the print side down, and I'm going to use a skewer. You have to have something within the bead so you can have a hole, because you'll want to bring something through the bead, a chain, leather, something, to make a bracelet, to make a necklace, whatever. And I'm going to show you a few of mine, if you'll stick around for that. I'll show you a few of mine that I've made. So all you do is you start at the big end. Now remember, these are way bigger than what you'd want. And you very, very, very carefully begin to go around the skewer. And I don't press hard. You notice that this veneer is going to start cracking because I didn't recondition it again, but it's all right. It's going to make do. So I can just show you how to make one of these beads. So you just keep going like that. And remember, this is, sorry, it's cracking again. This is just a very large bead. And like I said, I don't usually make mine this big, but you sure could. And I think it'd be kind of pretty, actually, now that I see it. So you wind it around your skewer, or you could use a toothpick. And then when you're done, you just kind of wiggle it back out. And that's how you get it out. Now, this is a bad example. Let me see if I can make, I'm going to take this piece. This was a piece of extra clay, too, that I had. And I need to recondition it so it doesn't fall apart. So hang on with me here. Okay. I'm going to see if this works. I don't know if it will, but if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't, I guess. So I'm going to do it again. And just going to make a triangle. I think I'll cut it off there too. So you want a thin end and a wide end, basically. Oh, sorry, I didn't cut that very well. Haven't made these for a long time. Okay. Now, it depends on what color I want to have on the outside. And I like this green, and it kind of has flecks in it, and it kind of sparkles. So I'm going to have that on the outside of it. So I'm going to turn it around again. And although this will show, some of that will show. And this time I'm going to use a toothpick. I'm just going to put a toothpick in here and very, very carefully begin to wrap it, but not too tight. As you can see, it's going to have a smaller hole than this bigger one that I just did that kind of fell apart because the clay's not conditioned. But you got the idea. All right, so I'm just going to continue to go like this. And this one's cracking up too because this clay has been laying around for a while. And so I'm just going to push it around like that. Okay, so you get the idea. Kind of a rough idea, Jane, sorry. But you get what I'm trying to do here. I'm I just didn't want to take a long time today. But there you go. That's a bead. And then what you do is you take it and just twist it back and forth and it comes out. And then you have a hole within that bead too. So that's what you do. That's just as easy peasy as you can. So play with your thicknesses, I would say. And you'll find a thickness that you like and you like to work with. But now I'm going to show you a few things. I think, Jane, you were the one also that said you liked these beads. So I'm going to show you this necklace. It's got a, let's see here. I use magnets a lot on my jewelry. So it's got a necklace closure at the top. And yeah, this is what it turned out to look like. And I just wove my chain throughout the whole necklace, and then I added a little bead at the end. So that's that one, Jane. And here's a tube bead that I used for a necklace as well. I actually used a tube bead down below and a tube bead there. But I had it the same length. You can make a bead the same length instead of making it into a triangle. And so I just decided I would close that bead up and leave this one open. And so I made that necklace with those two beads like that. Let's see here. I'll show you this set. This is one of my necklace and earring sets that I made with some little orange beads that I bought, and then also the little clay paper looking like beads. I'm not exactly sure what to call those. I'll just say paper clay beads. And this stretches, so you can put it on over your head. So that's kind of pretty. That's an idea of something you might want to make. And, oh, here is another one of the two beads that I made. And I made it into a bracelet. And when you put let me see here, let me pull it around. When you put the magnets on a bracelet, it helps because you just kind of push it around and it grabs, and it really kind of holds on to it for you. Now this isn't, there aren't a whole lot of colors in here, and I don't know that it's the prettiest bracelet I've ever seen, but it's an idea. You can go with the idea. Here's another bracelet. Again, I made this with magnets, and here again are the paper clay beads. So that's that. And here's one out of some purple beads. And again, I made it with a magnet closure. And let's see here, here's another. And these have other beads in the middle. This is a magnet as well. Here's the paper clay bead in the middle. That's a very small one. Isn't that kind of pretty? And that particular clay I had made, I put several different colors into it, and I had made a print. And that just ended up being a pretty little bracelet idea too. So, and these beads, of course, I bought. Didn't make those. And here's another little bracelet. And they have, it has a fatter clay paper bead and then two smaller clay paper beads. And again, we have the magnet closure. And let's see, this is kind of for Christmas. And again, the magnets on the ends. But as you can see, it's a green bead. Turn it around. Paper clay bead. And then these are two little beads that I bought and just added those to them. And let's see, here's another one. I hear my husband right outside the door. Here's another a paper clay bead, and you see I didn't leave it pointed there. I think that other one I just showed you had a point on it. But they make kind of an interesting and pretty bead if you use them on jewelry. Now this one, here, I used magnets again for closures, but I used a different cutter. Let's see if I can find that. A different blade. Okay, I used this blade. and it's a zigzag blade. And you can see that these beads are zigzagged. So that's another idea. You know, you can change up your blades and make it different in that way as well. Okay, so that's that one. And let's see if I've forgotten any of them. I don't know. Did I have you see this one? I don't know if I did or not. But here's another little bracelet. I guess that could go with this as well. So there's just various things you can do. Here's kind of a different one that I made, and it has some bigger clay paper beads, some smaller ones, but it's really kind of different. And I used some leather, and I strung it through, and then I would tie knots, and I would keep going, and then at the end you can just put your loop over it. And so that's a necklace as well, depending on if you like that type or style, you know. Okay, I think I've shown you here's a 2-bead necklace too. This is really different. This is just, I happened to put a texture on this 2 bead, and then I wrapped it around a skewer again, and then I put it on this piece of clay. Now this piece of clay was covered, believe it or not, in a napkin. Yeah, I think that ended up really pretty. But there's so many things you can do with clay, so many different things, and there are videos out there that would show you how to do this with clay as well. Sometimes they turn out nicely, sometimes they don't. Sometimes the pretty transfer doesn't transfer very well. But anyway, so that's a 2 bead at the top of a necklace. You can use it for a bail. So that is that. Let me see if I had anything else I was going to show you. No, I don't think so. Well, I just wanted to thank you for coming by and just checking out what I was going to do today. And I hope that, I'll just put this out for something to look at rather than my hands. I hope that you have enjoyed my sharing today again. And here we go. Let's see here. I'll put this little one out as well. So you can get busy and make some 2 beads. Make them, you know, you might want to make your strips really, really long rather than short. If you make them short and you make them really skinny, they're going to be smaller beads. And sometimes you need smaller beads. But if you make them wide and a little thicker, then they're going to be a little thicker like this. And sometimes you want that kind of a bead, more of a focal bead. So you just decide. And I hope you enjoy making your beads. They're really easy, actually, to make. And be sure you condition your clay really well, like I didn't do today with my old clay. But at least, let me just bring these back. At least you got an idea of what I was talking about. And as you can see, if you have 2 different colors, one on the front and one on the back, you're going to see both colors. More of the top color, but you still will see the other colors. So you can really bring in some pretty design that way. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share today. I hope your day is a blessed day today. And, you know, we just need to be God influencers. You know, there are so many people out there that have YouTube videos today, and they're influencers of their city or their town or of something else. But just want to encourage you to be a God influencer, to trust Him in all these things that are going on, and make sure you magnify the Lord and not your situation. And He's going to see us through all of it anyway, and we trust Him for that. So blessings to you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.